Very good morning, everyone. What we are going to do today in this session, what we have done is previously we have seen three different programs for image negative, then there's a thresholding, and yes, and the third one was for the contrast stretching, right? This is what we have done. So now we are going to see our very third tutorial, which is about the histogram equalization. Okay. So here you can check the third program, write a program for histogram equalization. That's what we need to do today. Okay. Before that, you need to understand that term very clearly. Then and only then you will be able to do that program. Right. So what you are going to do here is, see, this is what the file I made. So you can understand the steps better way. Why we are using the histogram equalization? I'm giving you some time for the setup, just for the students who are here in the lab. We'll wait for 2 minutes once they will start with their computers and all, right? And then we are going to start. Just 2 minutes wait until that time you can read this content, whatever is there on your screen. I hope are you done with your setup? Okay. So here just read the very first thing. It is histogram equalization is what? You are redistributing your gray levels, which is uniformly, right? This is what you are doing. So here let's consider this two-dimensional image, which is having the values, gray values between 0 to 255, right? Now, what steps you need to follow to write the program of histogram equalization, right? Because this thing we are going to do manually, okay? Very first we have seen just by a single built-in function, hist eq, you are doing histogram equalization, right? But here you need to do this thing manually, how we are calculating the number of pixels divided by it, that particular level number of pixel means RK, right? and how we are actually counting CDF and all these things. So that we need to do manually. Each and every step, once you will understand this, then and only then you are able to perform histogram equalization program. Okay. So here first find the frequency of each pixel value. So you need to find the frequency here. Suppose we are considering here only 3x3 image, which is not possible actually, but we are just taking one part. So we will understand how to find this for just 3x3, the same which is simply applicable for your whole image, whether it is of 500 cross 500 or whatever it is, right? Fine. So see, here you just need to find what is the occurrence of 1 first. So that is for the 3 times 1, 2 and 3. Same way you can find here occurrence of 2. So you can find 2 and 2. That is only 2 times. Then you can find the occurrence of 3. That is for single time, 4 single time. Sorry, 4 that is for 2 times and 5 single time. Right? This is how you are finding occurrence of that particular gray level. Okay. Then find the probability of each frequency. What is the probability? So here the probability of the pixel 1's occurrence is frequency of 1 divided by number of pixels. Do you remember P of RK equals to NK divided by MN? Do you remember this? Yes or no? Here also for the online, we have just seen today, no, P of RK is equals to NK divided by MN. So this is what you are finding the probability of that pixel occurrence, that gray level occurrence. Nobody is answering. Yes, okay. So here this gray level 1's occurrence, that you are finding frequency of 1 divided by number of pixels. So how many times we are having 1? That is 3 times. So 3 divided by total number of pixels means 3 cross 3 means 9. So we are doing this 3 divided by 9. Okay, this is how you need to find for all. I have done it, but you also need to do so. Please be with the pen and paper, right? In the 2 hours, we have to do the single program only, which is very lengthier one. Okay. Then find the cumulative histogram of each pixel. Cumulative histogram of 1 is equals to 3, because on 1 I am having on that gray level 1 I am having number of pixels. How many pixels I am having with the intensity 1? 3 pixels, no? Right? So that here the cumulative histogram of 1 is 3. And what is the cumulative histogram of 2? It is actually cumulative histogram of 1 plus, because every time we are doing the summation. Do you remember that sigma? Sigma of, so we have to add the previous terms also, no? Right? So here how to find the cumulative histogram of 2? That is cumulative histogram of 1 plus frequency of 2. So what is frequency of 2? It is exactly 2, right? And what is here the cumulative histogram of 1? That is 3. So 3 plus 2 equals to 5. Okay? This is how to find. Same way, if we'll talk about cumulative histogram of 3, then you can imagine cumulative histogram of 2 plus frequency of 3, because already cumulative histogram is having cumulative histogram of 1 plus frequency of 2. Right? No? So we are having value 5 plus here frequency of 3. So what is frequency of 3? It is only occurring single time. So it is 1. So 5 plus 1 equals to 6. Are you getting? Because first you need to do the book work, then and only then you can do the program. If you are not clear with this, you cannot make the program. Okay. Then find the cumulative distribution probability. Distribution probability. This is what you have find cumulative histogram. Now you are finding cumulative distribution probability, that is CDP, or you can say CDF, right? So the CDP of each pixel is what? CDF of 1 equals to cumulative histogram of 1 divided by number of pixels, means it is 3 divided by 9. I'll show you the other examples also below over here, right? But first I am simply explaining you the step. I have already solved this, okay? Then here you need to calculate the final value of each pixel by multiplying the CDF with number of bins. Here number of bins means your number of gray levels, right? At the very first it was given, no, nobody asked me what is number of bins here. Number of bins equals to 5. So that is nothing but your gray levels. Finally, you are multiplying with those gray levels. Do you remember that in the summation S into 9, that what we have solved, right? Or not? S into 9. So 9 were my gray levels. So here I just need to multiply with my number of bins. So CDF of 1 is equals to 3 divided by 9 into 5. Into 5. So that will be 1.667, something like that. And we need to round off that value. So that will become 2. That's what I said. No, if it is greater than 0.5, you need to consider it as ceiling. Floor and ceiling. Floor and ceiling. Do you remember that? Okay. So here instead of 1, now my intensity has been changed as 2. Such kind of sum we have already done. Yes or no? We have already done it, right? So now the new replaced value are 2, 2, 2 and this after calculating. This is what the final answer they have given. You need to calculate for each and every. This is what we have calculated just for the very first gray level, that is 1. Okay. So the final value for being 1 is now 2. So 1 is replaced with 2 now. Okay. So I have given you the solution. First image resolution is 3 cross 3, means total pixels are 9. This is what my, here the coefficients 140 or 2513, 124, right? This is what I have written. This matrix. What is my bin size? That is 5. Now intensity level 1, number of pixels are 2. Intensity level 2, here the number of pixels are 2. For 3 it is only single pixel, for 4 it is 2, and for 5 it is single one. Now the very first step, find the probability of every intensity level. So here the probability of 1 is 3 divided by 9. You know na probability, how to simply get it. Whatever the number of pixels divided by total number of pixels. So that you are calculating. So please do it with step by step. You write this, then we will go to the second step. If you will be having this into your book, it would be useful for your mid exams also. This is what the very first step. You can write this matrix first. Do it, everybody. So have you written this matrix, right? After that, you need to write the bin size, or you can say gray level size. Gray level till what level? So this is what the L minus 1 is already given, right? Your simple L is 6, but your L minus 1 is 5. So they've directly given 5. So you need to multiply with 5. Fine. So please write that at intensity level, how many number of pixels I am having. That you can calculate from the matrix, right? Then you are finding the probability of each and every intensity level. So P of 1, number of pixels means this, whatever you have find that divided by 9. Again same for whatever number of pixels divided by here the total number of pixels. That you are doing, that is your step 1. Then you are finding here cumulative histogram Okay. Then, yes, find the cumulative histogram of every intensity level, right? So first you are finding here cumulative histogram for the first level. So you need to simply add whatever you are getting as h of 1. So as the h of 1 means the number of pixels you are having on that particular intensity plus the previous one. Means this is what you are doing, the summation of that nk. Do you remember that? Summation of nk. Do you remember? Each and every time we are just adding the number of pixels, right? If I'll open the PPT, phase 1, right? No? Do you remember this? We are just adding the number of pixels on that particular level. So we are adding. So previous are also added, no, every time. Okay. So this is what we are doing. The next step. So here it is 3. Then I just need to add h of 1 plus frequency of intensity 2. So that is 2. Frequency is 2, no, here. This one, 2. So 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. 6 plus 2, 8. And then 9 and so on, right? So at the last you are having the answer 9. I hope it is very clear, everybody, right? Then you are finding the next step, that is CDP, which is what? Cumulative distribution probability. You can check here. Now you are dividing with n. Have you seen this? The very next step. Now you are dividing with the n. So that is what your CDF or CDP, whatever you say, right? CDP. Cumulative distribution probability. So that is h of intensity divided by resolution. Resolution means your total number of pixels, mm, right? So here that is 3 divided by 9. Here it is 5 divided by 9, then 6 divided by 9, 8 divided by 9, and 9 divided by 9, right? So this is what you are doing. Is it done till now? Hello for the online students. One is always responding, Anjali. Nobody else. Okay, good. And then what we are doing? We are multiplying with the number of levels, right? Here we were having 9 levels, no? Grayscale, 0 to L minus 1. So what is your L minus 1? 9. Here what is the L minus 1? 5, no? Into our case, here. So what you need to do? So what is your step 4? Find the CDF by multiplying your CDP with the number of bins, and hence you need to calculate the intensity level, right? So CDP of 1 into bin size. So 3 divided by 9 into 5, because that is your L minus 1, right? So that you will get some of the intensity value and some, you can say the double value, right? 1 point something and 2 point something and like that. But you have to round off that value, right? So if it is greater than 0.5, you will simply select the very next integer value, because your gray levels would be integer. They won't be like double, okay? So here this 1.66 will be considered as 2. This 2.77 will be considered as 3. 3.33 will be considered as 3 only. 4.55 become 5. And this will become 5. Right? 1 into 5 means 5. The very last value. 9 divided by 9 means 1 and into 5 means 5. So this is how you are getting your final value as what I said. That is this 2, 2, 2. Wherever there will become 4, they are 4 only. Have you checked that? Sorry, wherever there is a 4, there would be 5. And wherever there is 5, it will be 5 only. Right? So your next value you need to change over here. Fine? They've just done this for the first value. Then your 2 will be replaced with 3. Right? And so on. So write the final answer. Don't see this answer. Write the final answer. Instead of this, now what you will be having? Wherever there is 1, there will be intensity value 2. Wherever there is 2, new intensity value is 3. Wherever there is 3, it will be as it is as 3. Wherever it is 4, they will become 5 and 5 will become 5 only. So change the intensity value and you will have that new one. Fine. So first, what you need to do is, we just need to do this histogram equalization with the built-in function, with the his EQ. So that also I'll show you. Um, do one thing, I'm showing you the code. You already know that, right? You just need to put one function his EQ, right? So do it first, and then we will do this by without using the built-in functions, right? So here only it is. See, this is your another example. Do you remember this example? Do you remember this example? This was the very next example, the second example, what you need to do. This I have given, no? Do you remember this? Here, this one, right? No, where your 0th level grayscale value were 790 number of pixels and all. So I hope you remember this 0th level 790. This is what the solution I have given, right? And here the new intensities, finally what I am getting is this. So you need to, you can click this, right? But you need to solve this by your own. You can take a screenshot if you wish. Fine. And now, this is what simply you are doing what? Histogram equalization. Okay. So how to do this? Here you are just applying one of the function, right? But if your image is the RGB one, then how you will get to know? That code I have written here. Right? But how you are checking, that is important. You are taking the size, right? It would be the two-dimensional array, right? Generally, so you will be having number of rows and columns. But if it is your RGB image, read that image and just check the size. That is what your task first. If you will check the size, no, it would be three-dimensional array. You will be having another plane for that, no, RGB. So you will have the third dimension also, not the only two dimensions. So when you will check for the third, no, if it is greater than 1, it means your image is the RGB 1. If it is RGB, you need to convert it into the grayscale, and for that you are applying this RGB to gray function, right? And now finally you will see that okay, your image is converted into the grayscale. Okay. So what kind of image you are giving, based on that it will work. Every time you need to give this. If the image is RGB, then you are converting. Else, directly continue because it is your grayscale image only. Right? So here the rest of the part you will write into else. So do this program, right? And I just need the histogram. Histogram, equalize the histogram image. Any of the simple image you can take, either it is RGB or the grayscale. You need to apply this code into the else part. Now directly you are doing what? Histogram equalization. This EQ, that is the function, apply it, and simply subplot everything. First, that is your original image, then your normalized image, then you are showing me the histogram, right? That I already shown to you. We have done this task already into our theory session. Fine. Everybody clear? Say yes or no. Hello? Yes. So first do with the built-in function, then we will continue without built-in function. Okay? Fine. Do it. So is it done? Are you getting histogram equalization? Say yes or no. If you are facing any error, any issue, then let me know. Okay, fine. I hope you have already performed how to find the histogram, right? We have already done this task, if you remember. You can take here new script, right? And I'll save it. I'll save it. So what you need to do is here. Hello, here. So what we are doing here is we are taking one of the variable here, I is equals to I am read. Any of the image you can read from here, right? So if I will check my database, right, few images I'm having. So I'll read here cameraman.pif or any other image, right? So cameraman dot pif, or I'll take any low contrast image only, so I need to take pout.pif only, right? Because here the cameraman.pif is already high contrast image, so no need to take that, right? So I have read that image. After that, what I need to do? Oh, screen sharing is not there. Okay, fine. Okay. Now I hope it is visible. Right. So I'm reading one of the email. Okay. Then what I need to do here is show that image, right? Whatever I have read, right? That you can directly subplot 2 cross 2 and you are showing it. If I want the histogram of this, then now my screen is visible, you can check. Yeah. Fine. Then I want my equalized histogram image here, right? So here I'll take this as I1 and I'll here take as I2. I2 is equals to hist EQ, right? Of which image I1, right? No? Then what just I need to do, subplot of 2 cross 2 in the very first one. What I need is IM show. I just need to show you the image, my very first one, where I'll write the title as, I can simply copy this from here. So no need to write that whole things again. Okay. I'll write here directly this. Just modify it as I1. This is what my original image. Then in the second one, I'm showing you normalized image, right? So that is I2, and I'll write here histogram equalized image, right? No. Then in the third, I'm showing you the histogram of my original image, so that is I1. So I'll write here histogram of original image, and here I'll show you the histogram of equalized image, right? Right, no, this is what I need to do. Fine. So let's check what we are getting. It will take some time, wait for a while. Fine. So this is what we are getting. Simple, very easy to do. This is what my histogram is equalized now, right? They were on a particular grayscale, now they are on this grayscale. So this is what we have done with the built-in functions, but now we don't have to use that. Instead of that, now we'll be having this. Fine. First, what I'm doing is I'm taking one image GIM equals to IM read pout.tif, right? That image I'm reading because that is only the low contrast image that what I know into the database. Then I want to know the number of pixels. The number of pixels equals to size of GIM first one into size of GIM of second one. Why? Because if that would be the RGB image, no, there would be the 3 dimension. If I'll directly take the size into here one of the variable, no, then what will happen? It will take 3 size, right? No, that is why. So I have specified here. You can even try directly like this, what we were previously doing, right? We were having this, no, mn is equals to size of directly the image, GIM. That's what I need to write. That also you can do. Right? So just check with this. Or you can apply this logic, that what I say. Right? Here, this one. You just need to check whether your image is RGB or not. Fine, and then you can do that task. Okay. Now I'm just showing you that figure. I am sure, right? And I'm just giving the title. This is not my original image. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking another image HIM is equals to, I'm converting it into UINT8. So that would be my 8-bit image. whatever bits are there, I'm just converting it. And I'm taking here zeros of size GIM of 1 and GIM of 2. So what I'm doing, do you know? I'm creating one another image with the same size. I'm creating new image over here. Do you remember this thing? This is what my original image, right? With the same size, I'm creating the new image with all the zeros, means I'm filling that with the black color. So this is what I'm creating. Okay? Nothing else. Oh, where I were? Yeah. Then I'm finding the probability frequency. Sorry, here. First is the frequency. Frequency is equals to zeros of 256 and 1. So what it means? Hello? Frequency of zeros 256, then comma 1. So why I have taken like this? It means that I'm having 256 rows and 1 column. So that is clear. Okay. So this is what my column vector, right? No, 256 different rows and single column. Okay. I'm creating one of the image FREQ free, you can say one of the metrics I'm creating for the frequency, cost, all the values filled up with zeros. Right? Then I'll add the values into it. Once I'll simply calculate it, I'll add it. Then I'm finding for the frequency, means the probability of frequency. For that also, I have taken one of the metrics, all the metrics, 256 rows and 1 column. Okay? Because I'll be having my gray levels 0 to 255. So I want total 256 values to store, right? Okay. Now what we are doing here is frequency counts the occurrence of each pixel value. Do you remember that? Okay. So here the probability of each occurrence is calculated by the probf. Okay. The probability of each occurrence is calculated by the probf. Means I'll store that into this. So I'll take here one for loop which will be executed from 1 to size of my first dimension, because first dimension is always for my number of rows. Second is always for the columns, right? Now what I'll do here is value is equals to GIM of ij. Means what? Whatever the intensity is there, that I'm taking into the value, yes or no? Fine. Then what I'll do is frequency of value plus 1 equals to frequency of value plus 1 plus 1. What it means? I have already given you the hint. My gray levels are from 0 to 255, but I need to store it from first to 256. Now understand this thing. Okay? What you are doing is, because your very first gray level is, you are finding here the frequency of 0, but that you are storing at the first pixel, or you can say on the very first matrix, because matrix index always starts from 1, but my gray level value starts from 0 to 255. But here I'll store that from 1 to 256. It is something like that. Are you getting? Okay. So here frequency of value plus 1. Whatever the value I am having, suppose I am here getting intensity value 5, something. Okay. So that I'll store on frequency of value plus 1, means frequency of 6. That is equals to frequency of value plus 1, means frequency of my 6 plus 1. Okay. Because every time wherever I am getting this value, I'll increment that count. I'm just incrementing my count. Again, I'm showing you what I need to do is, this is what my matrix is, and I want to count here the probability of, or you can say occurrence of gray level 1. So first time whenever I'll get this matrix value, so value is equals to 1 right now, that I'll store into value of 2. Okay, plus 1, because my index starts from 1, that is why. So value of 2 is equals to value of 1 plus this 1, whatever is the value is 1. So occurrence is occurred at 1, so I am incrementing my count by 1 every time. Okay, that I found this 1 here, then again I'll count here this 1, so it will take the previous value that was previously 1, now 1 plus 1 means 2. So 2 times I am having, means number of pixels are 2, who is having intensity value as this 1. Then again I'll count this, again I'm simply having this 1, so the previous value is 2, right? The previous count is 2, that I'll increment by 1, so now the number of pixels are 3. This is what I'm calculating. Are you getting? Yes, say yes or no. Are you getting or not? Okay, great. Now I'm finding here probability. If I'm finding the probability, it means what? I need to find that frequency value divided by number of pixels. So we have done that 3 by 9. Do you remember that very first step? 3 by 9. This is what? 3 by 9. You are finding this probability. Okay? So this is what we are doing now. That divided by number of pixels. Number of pixels I have already counted here. That is what my variable name right now. Number of pixels. Okay? So that I'm dividing with it. And this is what I'm doing for my each and every pixel. But you just need to write 4 loops. That's it. Right? No? So it will do for every intensity value. It will do it. Okay? Now, here this frequency will count the occurrence of each pixel, that what we have seen. Okay, sorry. Now here you are taking one sum as a variable, right? Because you need to add all the frequencies, right? So you are taking here sum, and the number of bins equals to 255. That is your L minus 1. Do you remember that? Right? Because you need to multiply at the last with 255. Okay? Then here the cumulative distribution probability has been calculated. So how you will do this? Cumulative distribution probability. Again, I am showing you that. Find the cumulative histogram and find the cumulative distribution probability. So what you are doing, H of intensity, that you are counting how? That you know. You are doing just summation, and after that summation, you are simply dividing with your number of pixels. Ultimately, you are doing that. And you are adding your previous term also. Okay? You are adding your previous term also. So that what you are doing here. So you can check this. You can read this, and you guys are going to explain me this. Okay? You guys are going to explain me this term. Check and I'll explain you. See over there. Not to my feet. I'm going to explain. Okay. So, who will say me how we have written this code? Hmm? Who is getting this? We are simply executing this till the size of PROBF. So what is the size of my this probf? What is the size? 256 cross 1, right? No, I will be having 256 different rows and single column. Who will be having that h of something, right? No. So now what I will do is sum is equals to sum plus frequency of I. This is what I am doing here. Say yes or no. Frequency of I. Right? Every time I am simply adding with my previous frequency. So first time I'll be having h of 1, right? So h of 1 means total number of occurrence of here your value 1. So suppose it is 3. So 3 plus next time loop will be implemented, you will be having plus, that is h of 2, then h of 3, h of 4, till h of 256. Say yes or no? Okay. So that is what you are doing here. Sum is equals to sum plus frequency of I. Now you are taking this sum of I is equals to sum. Why you have done this, that you will get to know. What I'm doing here is probability of C of I equals to whatever is my cum of I, that divided by number of pixels. Say yes or no. Now you are doing this divided by this, right? So here we are just simply dividing which are number of pixels, right? You have already done the summation. So that summation divided by directly total number of pixels, that what you are doing, right? For each and every intensity. So that is what your CUM of I, because first time my value would be 1. So CUM of 1 divided by number of pixels. Say yes or no. Right? So that's what you are doing. So what is your output of I? Output is your output image. Okay. One another variable you have taken as a output. See here, output. Output is again with zeros of 256 and 1. So they are just containing this value till now. This is not your actual output image, right? You can imagine. So output of I is equals to round, because you will get the values like 1.66 and so. Do you remember that? But you need to convert it into the pure integer value, no? Right? So what you are doing, you are taking the round off of this prob C of I into number of bits. Do you remember S into 9? Right? No? So that you are doing first, then finally you will get 1.66 something, but you are taking the round up, so it will give you pure integer value which will be stored into output of I. Simple. Now again you are taking the for loop, because you need to replace those intensities now with the new intensity. So again you are taking for loop for number of rows and columns, and what you will do, this HIM, that is your histogram equalized image of IJ, is equals to output of G of IM of IJ. Means what? G of IM means your original intensity, whatever you were having, right? No? Plus 1 that you are placing over here, because now you are having output of. So you will be having your new intensity value, okay, on that particular intensity. Now 1 is replaced with 2 maybe, or 2 is replaced with 5 maybe, whatever it is. On that, whatever the number of pixels, that you are simply taking that intensity to your HIM of IJ. Fine. And finally, you will see that what is with this histogram equalization, that equalized image you will get. You can even show here the histogram of both the things, right? That you can check. So let's run this, whether it's working or not, I really don't know. Yes. So this is what your original image and this is what your histogram equalized image, right? But this thing we have done manually, okay? Not by HistQ function. And we are getting better results, means our code is working. Fine. Is it clear? Finish this program. So I hope it is done, everyone. Or you are facing any kind of error or what? Is it done? Then it's well and good. Great. Please write down your enrollment numbers here, and you may leave if you have done this. Right? The students who are here for the lab, they will stay here. But the online students, if they have done, they may leave. If any errors are there, you can stay here. Please write your enrollment numbers very quickly. I hope you have written your number. Great. Yash, Kiralia, Kuldev, Kevin. Kevin is written.